Hi, for today's class, you're going to need a bolster or something that resembles a bolster. You can roll up a blanket or maybe grab a couple pillows and then a block. If you have a block, if not, another blanket just to sit up on to help open up the hips, especially if you're feeling tight in the hips. Today's class is just a very simple flow. Focus, as always in my prenatal classes, is just to bring openness into the body, connection to breath, and learning to let go of the mind. So once you have got all your stuff sorted, I'll invite you to sit up on your block or pillow, resting your hands on your thighs, palms up or palms down to begin. And just take this time to close your eyes, settling into your breath. Breathing through your nose only, becoming aware of the depth of your inhale and the length of your exhale. And as you sit and just breathe, really taking time to pay attention to finding balance in your breath. Begin to make your inhale and exhale the same length. Trying not to pause at the top or the bottom of your breath. Allowing things to flow. Breathing with intention, so with each inhalation, feeling your ribs expand. With each exhalation, becoming aware of letting the breath go in its entirety. Begin to gently sound your breath, finding an ocean-like breathing, very subtle sound of the breath in the ears on both inhale and exhale. Breathing in this way helps keep you connected and present. It also serves as a distraction of the mind. So begin to let go of your thoughts as you detach from any outward distractions. Really giving yourself permission to take this time for you. Becoming aware of your physical body, feeling the heaviness of your legs, the heaviness of your sit bones and your hips, creating your foundation. And from this foundation, begin to feel lengthened space in your spine from the tailbone rising up to the crown of your head. Allow your heart to be open, your shoulders to soften, bringing that same softness into your throat and jaw, the skin on your face, letting there be space between your top teeth and your bottom teeth, gently resting the tip of the tongue behind the two top front teeth. Keeping your tongue in this placement will help keep your jaw soft, which is important not only in practice, but for when you go into labor. And as you continue to just sit and breathe, I invite you now to bring your hands to your baby. When you find yourself in your next inhale, drawing the breath in nice and deep, feel your baby rise against your hands. And as you exhale, gently contracting the abdominal muscles, as you let the breath go, giving your baby a very gentle hug. Inhaling, feeling your baby rise against your hands. Exhaling, gently hugging. And just sitting for a few more cycles, really taking this time now to draw inward. Becoming aware of the life you have created, that you are growing. And now bringing your palms together, your heart center. Taking a moment to remember why you practice. And as we move through practice, taking time to stay connected to your breath, honoring your breath and your changing body, taking breaks when you need to, doing only what feels right for you. With your inhale, opening your eyes. Exhale, releasing your hands to the side and just moving your block, pillow, or bolster, whatever you're using to sit on, off to the side. Maybe changing the cross of your legs. Finding your sit bones on the mat. Feeling length in your spine. With an inhale, we're going to extend the arms overhead. With your exhale, bringing the hand down to the right as you side bend to the right, keeping the left sit bone heavy, creating space in the left side body. Moving with the breath for a few cycles. As you inhale, come back up through center. Feel yourself rising up out of your hips. With your exhale, keep your length as you bring the left hand down. Side bending to the left, opening up the right side body. Inhaling, let the breath lead the movement as you come back up through center. Exhale, the right hand comes down, side bend to the right, opening up left side body. Inhale, coming back up through center. Exhale, the left hand comes down. Good. One more time on each side. We're going to pause now with the inhale coming back up through center. Exhale, right hand comes down, side bending to the right, opening up left side body, pausing here. Continue to stay with your breath, using each inhale to feel yourself come out of the left hip. Each exhale to soften to the right. You can take your gaze up if that feels okay, forward or down, whatever serves you here. When you find yourself in your next inhale, come back up through center, extend, feel yourself rising up out of your hips. Exhale, the left hand comes down, side bending to the left, opening up right side body. Again, staying with your breath, remembering that your breath, first and foremost, is the practice. As you inhale, feel yourself come out of the right hip. Exhale, softening to the left. Again, a couple cycles here. Staying present, staying connected. Good. With your inhale, we'll come back up through center, maintaining length. As you exhale, left hand comes to the right knee as the right hand comes behind you. Inhale, feel the lift come from your heart. And then as you exhale, gently opening up the right shoulder, taking the gaze gently back. Being mindful that all of your twisting is happening through the upper body and nothing is coming from the waist. It's a very subtle twist, allowing the left shoulder to come in a little bit as you make your focus opening the right shoulder. Again, you're working with your breath here. Each inhale, you lengthen. Each exhale, you play that edge a little bit more, very gently. Staying in your twist. When you find yourself in your next inhale, take your gaze forward. And then as you exhale, drop the chin towards the left shoulder. Keep your shoulders down away from the ears and your breath easy. With your next inhale, release, extend, find your length. Try to maintain that length as you exhale. Left hand comes behind you as the right hand comes to the left knee. Inhale, feel the lift come from the heart. And then as you exhale, opening up the left shoulder, taking the gaze gently back. It's okay for the right shoulder to come in a little bit, really making the focus the left shoulder. Maintaining your breath. Good. Staying in your twist. As you inhale, take your gaze forward. Exhale, drop the chin towards the right shoulder. Again, be aware of keeping the shoulders soft. Sometimes what happens is they come up, so let them soften. Maintaining that same breath we found in our centering. Good. With your inhale, release and extend. This time with the exhale, we're going to come right through into a table position. Knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. Taking a moment here to really reconnect with your breath. And then when you find yourself in your inhale, you're going to have your hips. Feel the heart come forward. Take the gaze up. With your exhale, press the hands actively into the mat. Round the spine. Drop your chin towards your chest. Take your gaze to your baby. Inhale, heavy the hips. Feel the heart come forward. Take the gaze up. Exhale, rounding. Really press the hands into the mat. Let the head hang. Gaze to baby. Inhale, heavy the hips. Feel the heart come forward. Gaze is up. Exhale, rounding. Good. Following your breath, we're going to go through one more cycle with the inhale. The heart comes forward. The gaze is up. With the exhale, rounding. Good. Inhale and come back through table. We're going to stay for the exhale here. With your next inhale, we're going to step the right foot out to the side. Toes are pointing forward, feeling the outside edge of the foot connect with the floor. Left wrist is underneath the shoulder. With an inhale, opening up the right shoulder, take your gaze up. With the exhale, the hand comes down behind the left, reaching through. Stay strong in your right leg. With your inhale, opening up again, creating space. Exhale, the hand comes down behind the left. Moving in one more cycle, inhale to open. And then with your exhale, bring the hand down behind the left, reaching as far to the left as you can, bringing the right shoulder towards the center line and down. Maybe the shoulder comes all the way down. If not, don't worry about it. Maybe you rest the right cheek on the mat. If you don't quite get down there, you can use the support of your blanket, your block, whatever you have. And then come back to your breath. Breathing into any spaces of resistance or holding on that might be happening, learning to let go and breathe into that space. Bringing the left hand underneath the left shoulder. With an inhale, press the hand into the mat to come back up, making your way back into table. Moving to the other side, stepping the left foot out to the side. Left toes point forward. Right wrist is underneath the shoulder. Again, connecting breath and movement as you inhale, opening the left shoulder, gaze up. As you exhale, the hand comes down behind the right, reaching through. Inhale to open again. Exhale, the hand comes down, reaching through. Inhale to open. And this time with the exhale, you're going to reach as far to the right as you can. Bringing the left shoulder towards the center line, maybe down, maybe the left cheek rests. Again, if it doesn't hit the floor, you can use a block for support. Staying strong in your left leg, maintaining breath. Remembering the importance of your breath in life, in practice, and especially in labor. Taking this time to get to know your rhythm and stay with that rhythm. Okay, bringing the right hand underneath the right shoulder. With an inhale, press the hand into the mat to bring yourself back up to a table position. Staying in table, knees stay underneath the hips. We're going to walk the hands forward without shifting the hips forward. So trying to keep the hips over the knees. Use an exhale to begin to soften the heart towards the mat. Maybe you're resting your forehead down. Maybe it's your chin. Maybe that this is too much for your shoulders, so you can bend the elbows and come down from there. If your head doesn't make it all the way onto the floor, you can support with a pillow or a blanket. Remember to stay with your breath, bringing your awareness to the space between the shoulder blades, letting yourself soften here. When you find yourself in your next inhale, slowly begin to come back up to your table, spreading your fingers wide, aligning the wrist creases to the top of the mat. We're going to curl the toes. Lift the knees so the hips come up, press the hands into the mat, sending the hips back into downward dog. Letting your head and your neck release here. Staying with your breath as you inhale, we're going to rise on the balls of the feet. As you exhale, softening the left heel towards the mat as you bend the right knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, switching sides. Following your breath rhythm for a few cycles. If you find that this makes you feel nauseous, bring the knees back onto the mat and just come into an active child's pose. So the hips come back, the arms are strong, and just creating length and space in the spine from here. If you're still in the downward dog, gently pedaling out the feet, remembering that you want the movement to be a reflection of the breath. So you shouldn't look like this. It should be very slow and rhythmic and fluid. Once you have completed the cycle that you're on, let your heels heavy towards the mat. Doesn't matter if they meet the mat. Head and neck release as you take your gaze to your baby. Staying here just for a few breaths. Feeling the length and space you're creating in your spine, letting the head hang, letting go of any tension in the back of the neck. Good, and when you're done being in downward dog, using an exhale to bring the knees onto the mat. We're going to take the knees wide. Bring your big toes together, allowing the sit bones to come back towards the heels, bringing your forehead down towards the mat. So if your head doesn't meet the mat, you can use a block for support. If you're having a hard time getting your sit bones towards your heels, you can put a blanket behind the knees for a little bit of extra support. So wherever you are, letting heaviness come into the hips, softness in your shoulders. As you draw the breath in, feel the back ribs expand. And as you let the breath go, let everything soften, letting the breath go in its entirety. Once again, taking this time to know your breath rhythm. Trusting in your breath. Just as you trust in your breath to carry you through life. It will carry you through practice and through your birth experience. Okay, we're going to open up the side body again. So staying with the arms extended. With your inhale, lift your head. As you exhale, begin to walk the hands to the right side without shifting your hips to the right. So keeping the hips square. Maybe the left hand comes onto the right, allowing the head to come back down towards the mat or your block. Feel the space you're creating in your left side body. Breathing into that space. For those of you that are a little bit further along in your pregnancy, creating space in the body, you'll probably have a whole different appreciation for right now. So let yourself find that space, breathe into that space. Okay, with your inhale, we'll come back up through center. As you exhale, walk the hands to the left. Don't shift your hips. Keep your hips square. Maybe the right hand comes onto the left. Maybe it's beside, really whatever works for you. And then as you exhale, bring the head down. Become aware of any gripping or holding on that might be happening, likely in the glutes or the hips, letting yourself soften as you breathe into that right side body. With your inhale, we'll come back up through center. Exhale, bringing the forearms onto the mat. Just take a moment to clasp opposite arms to find the alignment in the shoulders. And then bring the hands back down. Your hips are still heavy towards the heels. Spreading your fingers wide. You want to feel like you're gripping your hands into the mat to pull the heart forward and then take the gaze gently up. Staying soft in your glutes, easy with your breath. Okay, with your inhale, we'll come back up through table. Curling the toes with an exhale, lift the knees as the hips come up and back. Coming back into your downward dog just for a couple breaths here. And then from here, we're going to walk the hands back towards the feet. Bend the knees here if that's a better option for your body. And we're just going to come into a forward fold, letting your head and your neck release, really focusing on length in the spine. Your feet are at least hip distance apart, maybe even wider to accommodate baby. If body allows, resting the hands on the mat. Maybe you're going to be able to clasp opposite elbows, letting the head and the neck release. Again, if this makes you feel nauseous or heartburn or anything like that, bring the hands above the knees, keeping the heart lifting, and then just letting the head hang from here. Really looking to let go through the shoulders and the back of the neck. You know, from wherever you are, I invite you again to come into your breath, really experiencing your breath in your body. So as you come into your inhale, feel your back ribs expand. Feel yourself rise ever so slightly with that inhale. And then as you exhale, let the breath go through your mouth as you release back into your fold. So you're envisioning your breath moving in and out of you like in waves. So if you envision a wave in the ocean, as the wave comes up, it peaks, and then as it comes down, everything releases. So this is what you're trying to find in the body, really tapping into the water element a little bit. So as you inhale, rising ever so slightly, exhale, gently sounding on the exhale. It's really important to be able to let that exhale go with a little bit of a sound, letting go of any inhibitions that you might have, remembering that you don't want to take any of these inhibitions into your birth experience with you. Okay, so one more cycle. Inhaling, and then exhale, letting go completely. So if you have the opposite elbows, releasing the hands. With the inhale, we're going to come up halfway, bringing the hands above the knees. If you're already there, then we're just going to meet you here. Taking your feet a little bit wider, point the toes out, heels in, drop your sit bones down. So we're going to come into a high squat. With your inhale, lift your heart, look up. With your exhale, round the spine, drop the chin towards the chest. Inhale, look up. With the exhale, let the breath go through the mouth, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale up. Exhale. Let everything go. 2 more cycles, moving with your breath. It's really important that you tune into your rhythm because it's your rhythm that's going to carry you through your birth, through your labor. Good. When you find yourself in your next inhale, we'll come back to center. As you exhale, take the right shoulder, drop it towards the center line as you look over the left shoulder. Good. As you inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, drop the left shoulder down, gaze over the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, drop the right shoulder down, look over the left, opening up right side body. Inhale through center. Exhale, left shoulder down, look over the right. Inhale through center, last side. Exhale, right shoulder down, look over the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, left shoulder down, look over the right. Good. With your inhale, come back through center. Exhale, straighten the legs. Toe heel the feet together. Coming back to the top of your mat. I'll just take a moment here to reconnect. So your feet are hip distance apart. Bring your hands to your babies. Close your eyes. Find your breath. As you inhale, feeling your baby rise against your hands. As you exhale, gently hugging. Inhaling again, feeling your baby rise. This time with your exhale, I invite you to hug your baby from all sides. So as you draw the breath, or you let the breath go, engaging the abdominal muscles, the muscles in the side body and the back, draw the pelvic floor up. As you inhale, let everything release. Exhale, gently hugging from all sides. Inhale, release. One more cycle. Exhale, gently hugging. Good. Inhale, release, releasing the hands, opening your eyes. We're going to come into triangle pose. So stepping, the right foot back. Sorry, lost my train of thought. We're going to step the left foot back. That's your Shtanga coming out of me, sorry. Right toes are forward, left toes are pointing to the long side of the mat or slightly angled in. Square the hips as much as your body will allow to the long side of the mat. As you inhale, extend your arms. Engage the right thigh to protect the knee. As you exhale, you're going to reach as far as you can. Again, creating space in the body. And then once you've hit your max, just bring the hand down to wherever it goes. So whether you're here or here, it doesn't matter. And then opening up the left shoulder, extending the arm. Looking up if you can, or down, really whatever serves your body. And again, just breathing. Feeling the space that you're creating. When you find yourself in your inhale, use the strength of your legs to come up. Exhale, release the hands. We're going to come a little bit wider with our stance. Prepping for warrior two. So we're going to stack the right knee over the ankle, as much as your body will allow. As long as you're not beyond, you're good. So if you're a little bit behind and you feel that this is where you're at, play this edge. Okay, really important that the knee is tracking to the baby toe side. So if you find that your knee is caving in quite a bit, just angle your back foot slightly tight hips. I always want to protect the knee joint. Okay, once you have found your warrior two, don't come into the full expression just yet. Extend your arms. Trying to keep the shoulders over the hips. You don't want to be leaning too far forward or too far back. Okay, you want to feel like you're pressing your hands down. This is going to take some of the pressure off the shoulders. Okay, so taking your gaze over your front finger, softening your eyes, come back to your breath. And then when you find yourself in your next exhale, take yourself out of your comfort zone, settling into your breath. One breath at a time, becoming aware of any gripping or holding on that might be happening. We're going to hang out here for a little bit, strengthening the body, strengthening the mind. You may find that as we hold here, the brain starts to go. It might start to question, how long is she going to make us hold this? So that little voice that starts to question or doubt, maybe that voice is saying, oh, forget it, I'm just going to come out of it or turn this off, I'm done. This is the same voice that's going to meet you in labor, and it's going to tell you that you can't do it. So take this time to trust in the strength of your body, trust in your breath, staying present. Good. With your inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, release the hand. Slight bend in the right knee to pivot the toes to the long side of the mat. So the toes are pointing in, forward or slightly in, just not out. Bring your hands behind you into a clasp, staying strong in your legs. When you find yourself in your exhale, hinge at the hips, coming into your fold as far as your body will let you go. And then bring your awareness to your hands, getting into the shoulders, opening things up here. If you find that this is too intense for your shoulders, you can use a strap or just clasp opposite elbows. Really whatever is best for you. Good. With your next inhale, come up halfway. As you exhale, bring your hands onto the floor. You want to maintain length in your spine here. So if you find that you're having a really hard time getting the hands down without rounding, bring your block or pillow or books. Books work really well too, underneath the heart. Okay, so we're going to gently twist here. Let's start with the left hand underneath the heart. With the inhale, opening up the right shoulder, take your gaze up if you can. Exhale, the hand comes down. Inhale, opening up the left shoulder, gaze up if you can. Exhale, the hand comes down. Inhale, opening the right shoulder. Exhale, the hand comes down. Inhale, opening the left shoulder. Exhale, the hand comes down. Last cycle, inhale, opening up the right shoulder. We're going to pause here. Try to keep your hips square, so don't let the hips shoot to the side. Opening the shoulder. Really important that your belly button is facing the floor. All of the twisting is happening through the upper body. Okay, we don't want to generate any heat for baby here. Okay, with the exhale, the hand comes down underneath the heart. Inhale, opening up the left shoulder. Press the right hip back. Breathe in. Gazes up or down, whatever feels right. Good. With the exhale, the hand comes down. You can stay here, or if body allows, coming into full fold, letting head and neck release, shaking the head out. Again, if this makes you feel nauseous, just keep the arms straight, the heart lifting, and let your head hang. Good. If you're in full fold, straightening the arms to come up with the inhale. Stay for exhale. Bring your hands to the hips with an inhale, rise, and then exhale, we'll come back to the top of the mat. Preparing for the other side. Okay, so you're in your mountain. With an inhale, this time we're going to step the right foot back. Don't come super wide with your stance. Left toes forward, heel to heel or heel to arch. Square the hips as much as your body will allow. Inhale, extend your arms. With your exhale, reach as far as you can. So try not to have the heart face the floor as you come down. You want everything facing to the side, and just explore your triangle on this side. Once you have found your shape, opening the right shoulder, gazes up or down. Super strong in the left thigh to protect the knee, and breathing. Using the strength of your legs, use an inhale to come up. As you exhale, come wider with your stance. Remember, the taller you are, the more space between your legs, between your feet. As you exhale, bend the left knee. Knees over the ankle. Feel the right hip pull back. So your hips may never square to the long side of the mat. You just want to get a feeling of openness and space. Extend your arms. Soften your shoulders. Take your gaze forward. Really tap in to the strength of your legs. And as you exhale, take yourself out of your comfort zone as you settle back in. So sometimes in this class when we're live, I'll give the option to either just be still, which makes it harder for you to hang out because then you're really getting your head. Sometimes if you want to put music on, you just follow the flow, keeping yourself in your warrior two legs. Begin to bring movement into the body in whatever way feels right for you. Some people just move their arms or their wrists, maybe a little bit forward and back. Maybe they come into a dancing warrior, using the sun warrior on an inhale, and an extended side angle on the exhale. Really, it's important that you tune in to what works for you. The idea is finding that breath rhythm, maybe finding fluidity in the body, even though you're uncomfortable. All of these things will help you when you're in labor. Ideally, moving is the best thing for you. So we try to find the balance between the two here. As long as you're playing that edge and you've taken yourself out of your comfort zone, you're doing exactly what you need to be doing, prepping your body and your mind for birth. Remembering that when you're in labor, likely you're not going to be comfortable. So learning to be okay with discomfort, learning to breathe, remembering that this too shall pass. Good, so the inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, pivot the toes. Palms together at your heart center. Inhale through the nose. And then let it go through the mouth. Cleansing breath. Really important thing to do or habit to get into, especially after each contraction, learning to just let it go. Okay, so we're going to heel toe the feet together slightly, turning towards the front of the mat, keeping the feet mat width apart. With an exhale, we're going to come down into our yogic squat. Okay, so ideally the heels are on the mat. If your body is saying, yeah, I don't think so, take your blanket or pillows, roll it up, slide it underneath the heels. If you find that this is way too much pressure, sit up on a blanket or two, or maybe use the wall for support. Okay, so try to keep your spine long, palms together. And we're just going to breathe here for a few cycles, bringing our awareness to our pelvic floors. So as you draw the breath in nice and deep, as you exhale, you want to feel like you're drawing the pelvic floor up and gently back as we engage in the Mula Bandha root lock. As you inhale, release, but don't release completely. Exhale, engage. Inhale, release, but don't release completely. Exhale, Engage. A few cycles. Eyes are soft, maybe even closed. Okay, then we'll do one breath in neutral breath, or neutral pelvic floor. And then we're going to switch it up. So when you find yourself in your inhale, you're going to draw everything up. And this time with the exhale, full release. It's really important. This piece is really important because you really want to be able to let your baby go when the time comes, which often means letting go of control, which is really hard for us to do sometimes, just as people in general. So inhaling, drawing everything up. Exhale, letting go. Good. A couple more cycles. If you find that none of the options that I gave you for squat are really working, bring the sit bones all the way down, keeping the feet wide, going through the same exercises here. As long as everything is open and you're upright, working with gravity, it's all good. Okay, once you've completed your cycle, releasing, bring the hands behind you to come down if you're still in full squat. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Bring the heels as close to the body as you can, really creating space through the pelvis. So you don't want to feel like you're pressing the knees down. Press the feet into each other. Feel the knees move away from each other. Really feel that space. And then allow the release to come from the groin. From here, maybe we're just going to rock from side to side. Maybe you're going to drop your chin towards your chest. Maybe you're going to come forward. Whatever works for you. And then once you have found your pose, once again, coming to breath. Soft shoulders, soft jaw, deep inhale, full exhale. Okay, with your inhale coming up, if you're in the fold, and just making sure that you have enough room, we're going to keep the right heel drawn in, extending the left leg. Okay, so I'm just going to turn on the mat. We're going to come into Pigeon Pose. We're going to bring the left leg back behind us, keeping the right knee opening to the outside edge of the mat. The heel can be in if you have tight hips, or you can align it to the top of the mat. Really playing your edges gently though. If you find you have a lot of mobility in your body, prenatally, it's really important to play your edges 10% back, just because of the relaxin in your body. We're going to shift the hips to the left, roll the left leg in, and maybe slide the knee back. Okay, so it's really important you don't squish your baby here. So playing with your options. If you have a lot of space between the right sit bone and the mat, you can use a blanket. And as you explore coming down, depending how far along you are in your pregnancy, maybe the forearms come onto a bolster. Maybe they come onto a block or a small pillow. Maybe you can come all the way down, resting your head in your hands. Okay, once you have found your position, allow yourself to settle back into your breath, allowing yourself to soften through the glutes, the shoulders. Breathe in. If you're suffering from sciatica, which is a common thing in pregnancy, Pigeon really helps with that. Okay, with your inhale, begin to come back up, shifting your weight onto the right hip. Slowly bring the left leg back around. Taking the feet mat width apart, hands behind you. We're just going to gently drop the knees to the left side. Inhale up through center. Exhale to the right. Now we'll go one more time on each side. And then once you've evened yourself out, come back through center, extending the legs. Bending the left knee, drop the knee to the side. Shift your weight to the left as you bring the right leg back this time. Okay, so just looking over the shoulder to make sure the leg is in line with the hip and it's not too far out to the side. Sliding the knee back, top of the foot rest, supporting where you need to, and explore your pigeon on this side. Becoming aware of the glutes, the shoulders. Try not to hold your breath. And if you're meeting resistance, send your breath to that area using each exhale to soften. Remembering to learn to trust in the let go and the release, and to trust in your breath. Letting go is a big part of labor and delivery. Trusting the process, trusting your body, trusting your breath, trusting that we're meant to do this. Okay, with your inhale, come back up, slowly coming onto the left hip as you bring the right leg around. Take your time. And once you're there, taking the feet mat width apart, hands come behind you. We're going to drop the knees this time to the right side. Inhale back up through center. Exhale to the left. And one more time on each side, moving with your breath. Good. And then with the inhale, we'll come back up through center. Let's take the feet hip distance apart. If you have a block handy, that's great. If not, don't worry about it. It's all good. We're going to come into active bridge and then supported bridge pose. So coming onto your backs. Now, if this does not feel good for you, just make your way onto your left side and we'll meet you there. Otherwise, heels come close to the sit bones, arms alongside the body. Using an inhale to press your feet into the mat, strong legs. Lift the hips as high as you can. Don't tuck your chin towards your chest. Okay, and then as you exhale, with control, one vertebrae at a time. You're going to come down. Try not to let the knees come off to the side. You want everything to be moving towards center line. Good. With your next inhale, see if you can come a little bit higher. Exhale with control. Take your time coming down, tapping into the strength of your legs. Good. Last cycle. Inhale. Lift the hips as high as you can. This time, you're going to roll the shoulder blades together, bringing the hands into a clasp. Hanging out here for a few breaths. Now, if you have a block, you can take an option here to come into supported bridge, picking the side of the block that works best for your body, and just having the block come onto the sacrum, releasing the hands. If you don't have a block, then stay in your bridge pose. Taking the block off to the side if you're in supported, releasing the hands. Last time with control. One vertebrae at a time. Good. And then from here, we're going to slowly come onto our left side, using your blanket or bolster for support. Resting your head on your arm, or maybe you have a pillow handy. As we prepare for final resting pose. So doing whatever you need to do to make yourself comfortable. And then once you have found yourself in your comfortable space, closing your eyes, begin to let your natural breath settle in. Allow a feeling of heaviness and softness to come into the entirety of your body. Scanning your body for any extra gripping or holding on that might be happening, likely through the hips, shoulders, face. Letting everything go. Taking the next few minutes to rest. Taking the next few minutes to once again connect to your baby. Imagine your baby floating inside of you. Happy, healthy, growing. Being soothed by the beating of your heart. Deepening your breath. Begin to gently reawaken your body. Moving fingers, toes. And when you're ready, slowly making your way up to whatever seated position works for you. Eyes closed. Bringing one hand to your heart, one hand to your baby. Cultivating gratitude. Palms together, your heart center. Namaste.